Hi, I'm attorney Cesar Gavidia, and I'm here with Alex Palamara, and we're going to discuss a case that Alex recently resolved. Now, Alex, I understand that in this particular case with Cigna, right, the insurance company Cigna sent your client to a functional capacity examination. What happened as a result of that?
That's correct. My client went on claim in early 2010, or actually left work in early 2010. He worked as a system engineer for Lockheed Martin Corporation. Lockheed Martin Corporation, they have a long-term disability insurance policy that they provide for their employees. In this instance, it is with the company Cigna. Now, he applied for benefits after he left work in January 2010 and was approved for benefits for 2 years, which is very common because in most of these long-term disability insurance policies, there's what's known as a change in definition of disability after 2 years. So after 2 years of receiving benefits, it gets harder to receive benefits, as you know, because now you have to prove to the insurance company that you're unable to perform the material and substantial duties of any occupation for which you're qualified for. So prior to this change in definition, Cigna sent my client to a functional capacity evaluation. My client goes to the FCE, and the person performing the FCE goes, hey, we can't do this. You know, they tried to do some test on him, some of the activities. His blood pressure was up, his heart rate was up. The person basically said, we got to stop this now. Within a few weeks of that failure of an FCE, my client, or my future client, I should say, because at the time he was not my client gets a denial letter from Cigna saying, hey, deny your claim. We don't think you're qualified under this definition of disability. And on top of that, we sent you to an FCE, you couldn't do it. We're holding that against you, and now we're denying your case.
I guess the basis or the reason that they found grounds to deny it is that they go back to the language in the policy that says we have the right to send you to an independent medical exam or a functional capacity exam in that case. And based on you not complying, you're done.
That was one of the reasons, and they said there was not enough information in his medical records. So as soon as he got the denial letter, within days, he contacted us. We started working on the case immediately. We got more medical records. We got the claim file from Cigna. We went through everything, and we filed an appeal as quickly as we possibly could, but doing the best job we could. And the first appeal, unfortunately for my client, it was denied. So we got another denial letter. We had another bite of the apple. We filed another appeal, basically with the same arguments we made with the first appeal. And finally, the correct person at Cigna, who was smart enough to understand the errors of their ways, they finally went ahead and reapproved my client for benefits under the new definition of disability. So now my client's back on claim, and Cigna had to pay my client a huge chunk of money for all the back benefits that was owed to him.
Well, that's really fortunate for Cigna, because I think that under their policies, most of their policies, the first appeal is a mandatory appeal, while the second appeal is voluntary, meaning that correct. After the first appeal, if they would have contacted us, we could have just sued them.
That's correct.
Right away. Instead, we went the route of appealing again, probably because you saw that there were some things that we probably could have corrected or perfected in the appeal. And good thing that they ended up approving the claim eventually.
Litigation was always something we had in our back pocket, but we always thought it was in our best interest of our client to file another appeal, because I knew that Cigna was going to reapprove this case, and it's quicker to go through the appeal process sometimes than it is to file a lawsuit and go all the way to judgment for a judge to award our client to go back on claim.
Which could take years.
Years, literally.
Yeah, years. So if you've been dealing with Cigna, if you have a functional capacity examination or an independent medical exam that the insurance company is trying to set you up on, give us a call. The consultation is free. We're happy to discuss your concerns and questions and see if we can set you in the right direction, or at least discuss your options.